So we have a tag for you as well. Communication and corporate queen.
Like, I'm not going to brush my teeth till 3 p.m. if I can avoid it.
कैसे करूँगी पता नहीं लेकिन करना है.
I've got 16 years behind me.
Yes.
I will not mess it up. I know I can manage that.
कभी-कभी तो लगता है अपन भगवान है.
नहीं, मुझे नहीं लगता है. वो लगने के लिए बहुत टाइम बाकी है, लेकिन हाँ. But I was scared and I'm like, why are you scared? Like, you're scared of me? I'm
such a cutie.
I'm such.
So Mansi is not scary at all, guys.
I am not scary.
She's not scary at all. Yeah, and you even said you look like Taylor Swift.
I didn't say that.
You said that, or somebody else said
Somebody
that.
said.
अगर मैंने मानसी दी के जैसा बोल लिया
हाँ.
तो मेरी लाइफ सेट है.
ऐसा नहीं है.
So
मैं मेरे जैसी बोलती हूँ, मेरी लाइफ सेट नहीं है.
India is a very big market. You chose Nepal. What was the whole story about it?
नेपाल क्यों?
Oh, nice. I like the answer. You have learned a lot of music instruments in a very professional way, right?
No.
Tabla,
No,
harmonium.
No.
This is the most fun part of my show. I love my own show. People who make other people anxious, I am making them. So, you know, it's a vibe. Okay, for the first time, guys. I take the credit.
Okay. আমার একলা আকাশ থমকে গেছে রাতের স্রোতে ভেসে শুধু তোমায় ভালোবেসে.
Oh my god, it was lovely. Thank you so much for doing this.
Reid, sorry, I'm pranking you. Listen, I've been made to do this on TV. I'm sorry.
Alright, Mansi Di. Welcome to the very another episode of On the Way with Khan Saab.
Thank you so much. I love the name of the show.
you
On
like
the
it?
Way with Khan Saab. Yeah, it sounds like I'm with Shah Rukh Khan, except it's not.
Yeah, Sabeel Khan. Sabeel Khan.
That works as well. But you know, with Khan Saab sounds very like Shah Rukh Khan type.
Yeah. So the name behind this concept is like Sabeel. I'm very rarely called with my first name. So
Ah.
everybody's like Khan.
Okay.
And now when I was very professional enough, everybody was like Khanji.
Okay.
And now it has transferred to Khan Saab.
I like
People
Khan
are the
Saab. I like Khan Saab.
I also like it.
really
Yeah,
I
you know,
really
that's
like it.
sounds a little bit tacky, but very respectable.
No,
you know?
very yeah, it sounds very cool. I really like it.
Yeah. So how are you, Dee? How have you
Very
been?
good, very busy, very happy.
Thank you so much for making time for this show.
Of course.
So talking about this show is driven by Hyundai Tucson.
Okay.
And in Nepali, it's actually called Tucson.
Okay.
So the Nepali name for this car is Tucson,
Okay.
but it's Tucson.
Okay.
So most of the viewers probably might say like, what is he saying? But the real name of this car is Tucson.
Okay.
But in Nepal, if I say Tucson, nobody's gonna recognize the car.
Right.
So in Nepal, they have a proverb name that's Tucson.
Tucson. Okay.
And this is a very famous luxury car. I love the model. First question to you: how do you feel about this car?
I like it. I'm comfortable. See, I don't know too much about cars, to be honest. I won't care about cars. I don't notice cars. But
Okay.
I like it. It's comfortable. I love like sitting in it. Yeah. It's,
Okay.
And I also like this screen. It's got a very nice feel, I think.
Yes,
It feels very like cool, like sci-fi type cool.
True.
You know what I mean? I like it.
yeah. It's a masculine car as well.
Yes.
But moreover that, the seats and everything, the infotainment
Super
system,
comfortable.
it's very super comfortable.
Agreed.
And I love the feature. One of the features I'll talk about the car right away
Okay.
is the heated seat control,
Which we
And-
don't need today.
which we don't need it today.
Huh.
But I heard a friend. She was talking about the heated seat control thing.
Huh.
So for boys, it's like hot and cold.
Huh.
But during periods, it really helped.
Oh.
So she was also a very proud Hyundai
That's a
owner.
very nice idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So during periods, it's very difficult.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very easy for.
It's very easy. Yeah, I can totally understand this. Especially when it's cold in Kathmandu
Yeah.
and you're on your period, I think that would be a great.
Yes, and I
never
love the
thought about
concept.
this. Yeah, I like the idea. I love it. No, I once sat in a heated seat car in a Hyundai car, only another one.
Okay.
My friend has, I don't know, it's a black car. I don't know.
That's just the color.
I know, but that's all I know about it. But it was a Hyundai car, I remember. Even that had a heated seat, and so it was very cold. And we were out last year. It was very cold, and he like switched it on, and I'm like, oh, super comfortable. So I felt really good. Yeah.
That's perfect. Okay, moving ahead with the show. I have a introduction for you.
Okay.
But let's do it in a very different way.
Okay.
I have seen you, looked up to you as an international corporate trainer. But that's not the whole story I know about it right now.
Okay.
So I would ask you to introduce yourself, which you want people to know in a very different way.
No, yeah. Professionally, I am a corporate trainer. I
Mhm.
work with companies and organizations within and outside Nepal.
Mhm.
I do a lot of communication-based work.
Okay.
I do a lot of voiceovers. I do a lot of keynote speeches these days. And I truly enjoy what I do. One of the most exciting things that I get to do again professionally is that I am a communication coach as well,
Mhm.
which means I work with high performing individuals, people who are already doing something amazing
Yeah.
and fabulous with their lives, and I help them communicate better, whether it's in front of the media,
Mhm.
whether it is on camera, whether it is on social media, whether it's on stage. So I get a chance, I think, because of what I do, to speak to a lot of different people from different walks of life, and that is really a big joy for me.
Okay.
So that's one. Apart from that, I have my own little podcast, not super regular, but I still have it. I do a lot of content creation on social media. But if I were to introduce myself as a person, I
Mhm.
think if that's what you're looking
Yeah.
at, is that I'm somebody who's very both driven, and I am, like in Hindi they say masti khor. I
Oh.
love having fun. I love doing different things. I love doing interesting things. I'm always doing something, which is quite a problem, I realize now, because I'm the only one who's enthusiastic about everything in the world.
Yeah.
Like, take cooking class, take me. Pottery class, take me. Drive, take me. Conference, take me. Dancing in Tamil, take me. I'm one of those people that's just willing to do everything. Super enthusiastic is what I'd like to say,
Uh-huh.
and very sincere about what I want to do.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's that.
Lovely. So our team,
Mm.
so when we research about something, we
Yeah.
give a tag to everyone. So
Okay.
King of Good Times
Yeah.
is Ravindai, right?
Okay. Yeah.
When we shot
yeah.
with him.
Agreed. 100%. Yeah.
King of Good Nights as well, because he actually makes sure that everybody's having
Everybody's
fun.
having fun.
Yes, and he enjoys by himself
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
He has no problem on that.
Yeah.
So we have a tag for you as well.
Okay.
I'm sharing it before the show, like
Oh,
very
yeah.
early in the show.
Okay.
But communication and corporate queen was the name of the
Oh, I
tag.
like that. I like that. I like that. You know why? Because there are a lot of different things that you could do as a corporate trainer, right?
True.
But communication is the one word that I believe in beyond anything else. And it's very nice that people associate that word with me, because in my head, that's my brand word.
Yes.
That is the word I want to be synonymous with.
True.
So I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, and I am also connected to you because you communicate so well.
Okay.
Because when I have a logic to myself as well,
Yeah.
if you communicate so well, people are not confused. People
No.
don't have to think about that.
No.
No misunderstanding,
No.
no doubts if you communicate well.
Yes.
So that's why communication is the key
Yes.
for networking, PR,
Yes.
and understanding a person as well.
Networking, PR, understanding a person, communication is also the key, I think, for being more true to yourself.
True.
Sometimes if I know that I'm doing a bad job communicating with you, I don't feel good about myself. I may have said something wrong, whatever. If you communicate and if you know how to communicate well, there is such little room for misunderstanding that you feel better about yourself as well.
Mm.
So that is a very hidden little thing that happens. But every time I feel I'm not communicating well enough, I don't feel good about myself. I feel conflicted in my head.
Oh.
And communication skills and knowing how to communicate better really avoids that conflict.
Lovely. Whatever you said, I
Yeah.
totally agree to it.
Huh.
So now, how's the corporate world treating you? You've treated the corporate world really well because I've seen you all time busy. And I have a specific question: how do you manage everything? And corporate things are a little slow when they have to function. But you being so fast and rapid, how do you manage all these corporate clients and all of these different genres of corporate world as well?
Also, here's the thing. How is the corporate world treating me? Thankfully, really well. Like, really, really well.
That's good.
They're super kind to me. They're really nice to me. They also understand the kind of effort I put into what I do, and
Yeah.
they respect and appreciate that. So for me, I'm getting back multifold of what I've given. That's number one. How do I manage all of these different clients? Let me tell you this. We think the corporate world is slow, but I'm not working only in the corporate world, right?
Yeah.
I work with a lot of agencies, so international agencies, INGOs, NGOs, a lot of governmental agencies as well.
True.
Corporate is much faster than that. So those take a lot more
okay,
time,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So those agencies, and when you work around like very international clients, you have to understand their timelines, and the way they do things is completely different.
Yeah.
So for me, corporate is faster, in fact. That's the
Okay.
easy, that's the fast one. That's the one where decisions happen faster.
True.
There's more strict timelines, okay? Government work, or say development work
Development
takes a
work,
lot
yeah.
more time, right? Having said that, how do I manage my time? don't know. I am planned about every single thing I do. There are days when I'm doing 6 different things in one single day, and I just don't know how to sort of shift mode and shift gear sometimes. But that's what I have learned to master now.
Okay.
And yeah, I write down everything. I'm very organized.
Okay.
I block time for things that are important. I also have days of hyperactivity and days of complete lethargy while I'm like literally on the couch and I'm like, I'm not moving today. I'm not gonna brush my teeth till 3 p.m. if I can avoid it. That kind of a thing. So I do that sometimes as well, because you need to completely just like zone out, and I need that space, because there are days when I'm working for 10 hours, 12 hours, and those days are cycle. Those days are completely crazy. But the truth is, as much as I sound like I'm complaining right now, I love my job. I love what I do. I love the fact that I get a chance to meet these people. I get a chance to speak on stage. I get a chance to be on camera. I'm very grateful.
Yeah, we've seen you like pass a very long time as well. And I have an assumption of you. Maybe I'm correct or wrong.
Okay.
So you get a lot of, you know, good projects and everything.
Right.
So sometimes you're just not like 100% confident about yourself, right?
Yeah.
But you are someone which I can relate it to myself. Like, कैसे करूँगी पता नहीं, लेकिन करना है.
You know what happened 4 days ago? You talk about confidence, right? Now, I never moderate long sessions. Yeah, moderating like a panel discussion, that's fine.
Okay.
But for the European Union, there was this, they have a program called GIZ.
Yeah.
So I was contacted by them to moderate a long session. I'm moderating. I'm on stage, literally on stage. And somebody's waving at me like that frantically from the other side, from another organization. And he adds 3 segments. I am on stage and he's added 3 segments sitting there, and I don't have any idea about it. And maybe it was there on paper, it was never conveyed to me. There are no mails of it. And then they came and apologized. The point is, can you understand how earth-shattering it can be when you're on stage? There are cameras on you. The hall is full and 3 segments have been added after that, and you don't know. And you have 20 seconds to figure out what those segments are and to actually go and make them happen. And these are not just speaking segments. These are segments where someone will come, launch something, press something, show something, take out a book, do all sorts of stuff.
Exactly.
So a lot of times, there are 2 ways of looking at it. Number 1, it's very easy to get flustered. But number 2, I also understand I've got 16 years of experience.
Yes.
And if you can, at that point, tap into the fact that I have confidence because I've got 16 years behind me. I will not mess it up. I know I can manage that.
Yeah.
So you have to tap into that confidence, number 1. And number 2, you have to absolutely go into yourself, stop thinking about everything else outside, and focus 6,000% more when things go wrong, just in order to make things happen. So sometimes you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I will do it. How do you actually manage to do it on stage? 100% focus on yourself.
Exactly.
And super high confidence, knowing that you've got 16 years experience doing this. So, you know, I always tell myself, I mean, if I can't do it now, when will I do it?
Exactly.
If at this point, if I can't do it, 10 years ago, I understand. I wasn't the same person. I didn't have this much experience. But today, I have it. So I keep telling myself, okay, you got 16 years, you got this. You got 16 years, you can do this. Fine, you messed up, but you can always come back. So,
definitely. So yeah, lovely point which you added to it.
Huh.
So yeah, at the end of the day, I have to manage it by myself.
Yes.
And the best part is when something wrong goes in there, and then at the end, nobody has even found out that something went wrong.
That's the best part. You know what happened? So then after this whole mess up and 3 segments were added, right? I was sitting at the same table as the European ambassador to Nepal, Her Excellency Veronique Lorenzo.
Yeah.
So, and I know her. Like, I've worked with her on another project. And after the whole thing was over, I was like, could you figure out that there was a hiccup there? She's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, yes, and that's it. That's when I know that I went on stage and without a single change to my facial expression, not a flutter, not a fluster, I managed to pull it off. That is when I know I did a good job.
And then when you walk out of that event, I did it.
Absolutely. And can you understand the boost to your confidence knowing that you did this in the last moment? It's amazing.
कभी-कभी तो लगता है अपन भगवान है.
नहीं, वो नहीं लगता है. वो लगने के लिए बहुत time बाकी है, लेकिन हाँ.
But yeah, you feel happy, you smile. I also do that. Like last time I met you was at the parking of International Club. You're with Her Excellency. Yes. So see the connection and everything. And then you are with someone, I should even say hi or not. So like no matter how extrovert I am, like I have to take care, like should I say hi or not,
Yeah.
is it a good time or
Yeah.
not. People can get offended as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I said like, she's Didi, I'll say
Of
just hi,
course,
yaar,
no,
come
no,
on,
no.
why not?
I'm very chill with, I mean, it doesn't matter who I'm with. If I know you, and I want to talk to you. It's as simple as that. I'm also like this roaring extrovert. I love meeting people, love going out, love doing all that. So absolutely.
Okay. Another thing I want to talk about is approach. So I want to ask you this question. For people in random life, you've done amazing work. Are you still approachable, or people hesitate to talk to you or communicate to you?
Great question, actually. Nobody has asked me this before. Okay. So I'll put it in two ways. People find it super easy to approach me online and super difficult to approach me in person.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I'm trying to say.
Mix, right? So online people are going to send me messages like random people, oh, I like your dress, where did you get it from? Like that kind of
yeah,
stuff, right?
okay.
It's a conversation I would have with a close friend.
Yeah.
But because it's online, there's a wall and there's a layer of anonymity, right?
True.
So people feel comfortable in surpassing the basic levels of communication and getting straight to the point online.
Okay.
Like, I love your dress, where did you get it? Or which school does your son go to? That's not something you ask somebody when you meet them for the first time.
Yeah.
You greet them, you
greet
ask
them,
them
yeah.
things, right? Or online people are just going to be like, okay, how was this experience? Or which class did you do? Or something like that. When they have this layer of anonymity and when they're hiding behind a keyboard, I think people find it easier to ask me things, easier to approach me. When I see people at events, a lot of people come and speak to me, and I love that. And I think I'm approachable. I think I'm really easy to talk to, yeah.
But is it ma'am types or what?
It is very ma'am types. It is very, very ma'am types. It is ma'am types, but a lot of times I also notice people, like they'll see me at an event or somewhere, and for 5-6 times they look at me. We might make eye contact. They won't come and speak to me. And right when I'm leaving, somebody's going to come and say, "Ma'am, can I have a selfie with you?" Because I wanted to, but I was scared. And I'm like, "Why are you scared? Like, you're scared of me? Look at me. Who's scared of me? I'm not.
I'm such a cutie.
I'm such a cutie. I don't know the cutie.
Okay.
But I think I'm approachable. I think I'm very easy to talk to, right? So like, I would never give attitude or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I do understand that people sometimes find it difficult to just go out there and approach me in person. But online, people are sending me all sorts of messages, all sorts of times.
They're just not gonna get scolded if you get offended as well right away. But in person, if you do that, it's gonna scare them out. That may be the
I'm
reason.
not scary, yeah. I don't want to believe this about me only.
So Mansi is not scary at all, guys.
I am not scary.
She's not scary at all.
Am I scary?
No, but I'll tell you one point.
Huh.
So American Embassy, when they organized this USYC, was by Youth Innovation Lab, right?
Huh.
So I was also there in the session, right? I've heard you before. But there were a lot of young people, like 15, 16. I think the youngest was like 16, 17 year old. So I was with them. So that day I was not hoping to ask you a question, right? And you came in with the white dress. I remember.
I remember the white dress.
Yeah, and you even said you look like Taylor Swift.
I didn't say that.
You said that. Or somebody else said
Somebody said that.
Yeah, somebody said that. Okay, cool.
I didn't look. No. I said I feel like Taylor Swift. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
Because there was so much cheering when I walked in, and I'm like, what happened? Like, I'm not a rock star.
No, but you're looking amazingly beautiful that day.
Oh, thank you.
And then with the confidence. So see, these youths, because I hang out with a lot of youths these days, the best skill they could ever learn in their life would be to talk like you.
Okay.
So now you are a inspiration to them.
ठीक है.
अगर मैंने मानसी दी के जैसा बोल लिया तो मेरी लाइफ सेट है.
ऐसा नहीं है.
So
मैं मेरे जैसी बोलती मेरी लाइफ सेट नहीं है.
So for them is like the way you speak flawlessly without any box or errors, you completely change the whole scene of the environment.
Okay.
So usually in other events you see when a speaker is speaking and then they are also hesitant, the pitch मिलेको हुँदैन, कतिवटा कुरा मिलेको हुँदैन नि त. But in yours everybody is like, you have a very good attention seeking time, right? You capture it, you don't let it go. And now after that they're impressed, like, oh यार कस्तो खतरा बोलेको यार, क्या दामी बोल्दिने यार, मलाई त मेरो त दिमागै घुम्यो यार भनेर. So now then you are not approachable, के? So like अब म कसरी गएर बोल्नु?
Intimidation.
Yes, हैन. अब यस्तो खतरा बोलेछ म गएर के बोल्नु, म फम्बल हुन्छु अनि मेरो बिल्ला हुन्छ. That's why a lot of people like we were whispering around, like we should go and take a picture. But that day you noticed only 3, 4, 5, 6, or I think 10 people.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
everyone wanted a picture with you, saying like you are an inspiration.
So shall I then be bad at what I do so that people don't?
No, you can
I-
just at this point,
Huh.
like, no matter whatever I'm doing, this is a session, but I'm a very fun-loving person. You guys can just come out. You should say that, and then people will be in a comfort zone. Like they want a picture with you, right? But the way you speak, you kill everyone, and now they are like, should I go and ask a picture with her? What if she say
I
no?
honestly have never thought about this.
Yeah.
I've
So I
never
wanted
thought
to
about
tell
it.
you this, and now with this show, I'm gonna tell you it.
Ari, this is crazy.
Yeah,
you know
this is
why?
crazy.
Because I'll tell you what. Have I ever been like arrogant around you?
No.
Like we know each other at
Yeah,
events
yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
for such
yeah.
a long time, right? But this is a different way of looking at it because
Exactly.
I've never thought about this.
See, you dress up well. You came. You look
Dress up
beautiful,
well, I look
right?
beautiful.
And then you give a very good session, which they have not got. So it's a very, very new thing for them, right? And now they are just evolving to get to know people, to get to know a PR, and they see your introduction of everything, right? When you go to events, they always flourish the introduction, right? And now they even research. There was a girl, I forgot her name. She was my fellow USYC member. She watched your videos last night before you came into the event.
Okay.
Now who is she? And she was giving Gyan to me. You know, she does this, she does this. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting, nice. I don't know about this. But she was intrigued listening to you, and she had a constant smile.
Okay.
And that's the best part of yours.
Okay. Yeah, but this is something that I should actually think about. You know why?
Right?
Because, okay, but there's this other thing, right? There's this other aspect to this. I work primarily with older people now.
Yes.
Okay. So there was a time, let's say 8 to 10 years ago, when I was working, let's say even in an organization, even in a bank, I would work with the frontliners.
Yeah.
You know, the younger people.
Yeah.
The less experienced people. Today, even if I'm working in the same bank, I'm going to be working at the minimum managerial level. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm going to be working at, let's say, an INGO, I'm going to be working with the committee, the main group, the core group. Okay, I'm going to be doing small group coaching. So I do more of intense, involving things, immersive things with the higher ranking people now.
Okay.
So that lack of approach or comfort is not really there because they're as old as me,
Exactly.
older
True.
than me.
True.
But with a youngster, I can understand, and I'll tell you why. I was very, not shy, but I was also very intimidated as a kid. One of my biggest problems was that I thought I didn't. Okay, this is really wrong, and it's really wrong to say this. I was always told I speak very badly.
Really?
I was told my English was not good enough. My father was like, you don't know how to speak very well, you don't know how to speak in English. It was always something that I had at the back of my mind.
Okay.
Which is why I was shy and nervous and hesitant to approach somebody that I thought was a great speaker growing up. So I understand this, and this is something that you really made me think about because I never thought of it like this. I never did.
Glad I gave you.
Yes, thank you for the clarity. I like something new.
Okay, moving on now with the show. I want to ask one last serious question, and let's just have fun, okay?
Serious.
One serious question.
Serious.
India is a very big market.
Yes.
You chose Nepal.
Okay.
What was the whole story about it?
Nepal chose me.
Oh, nice. I like the answer.
No, the whole story is that I came into Nepal in the June of 2006.
Okay.
I was married to a Nepali. So I came in here basically due to the Roti Beti exchange program, right?
Oh, okay.
So I'm an imported Roti Beti system wala thing.
Okay.
So I came in here because of that. But last year I had the option of going back to India.
Okay.
And a lot of people in my family thought that maybe I should. It was a good time to go back to India. And then I just realized, but this is home.
Yeah.
For me now, when and I kid you not, every time I fly into Kathmandu and you can see the valley
Yeah.
and you can see that green, you see the green
Yes.
hills and you see that whole thing. I'm like, okay, now I can just let everything be and I'm back home.
Yeah, the
that
satisfaction of getting back home.
the satisfaction of being in Kathmandu, being in my home is another thing. So for me, yes, India is a great market. Yes, India will potentially, if I move to India, have a lot more scope in terms of economic scope, financial scope, maybe career growth, right?
Yeah.
I understand that. But the peace and satisfaction that I ultimately want from life is what I'm getting currently in Kathmandu. It might change tomorrow.
Yeah.
But for me right now, I'm so happy being here. I'm I'm getting best of everything, no? I'm getting good work. I work with amazing people. I'm inspired by most of the people I meet. I learn so many new things. And I also have a chance to have a great life in a safe city that my son is
Yeah.
happy in, goes to school in, and I'm bringing him up. And he's happy here. The weather's amazing. Why would I want anything to change?
Yeah.
For a bit of money? Not necessary. There's
Not
ways
necessary.
of doing it. With the internet, I think we've really democratized a lot of money
Yeah.
making.
True.
And it's possible to do it if I put in the right effort. It's possible to sit in Kathmandu and earn in another currency, right? So
Yeah.
why would I take that whole shift in my life?
And how was the treatment by the Nepali people when you were here and then you started your career and everything was going on? You obviously were doing something else as well before that.
Right.
But what do you think of the treatment in difference between the Indian market and the Nepali market?
Indian market, I'm not even in a position to comment, apart from the fact that whatever I tell you is information that I've got vicariously from my friends.
Okay.
So my friends that work in India tell me it's super competitive.
Mhm.
But more than competitive, what I understand about India and the corporate world in India is that things are becoming toxic. We know about the girl
yeah.
who died, right?
Yeah.
Recently, Ernst & Young. So there's a lot of toxicity, there's a lot of unfair expectations on people, I think, in India. And I would not want to be a part of that rat race, because for me, to have a designation is not as important as to have peace of mind.
True.
I've fought for years to gain that peace of mind, and why would I want to lose that, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that would be most important.
Okay.
What I would want to think about is in Nepal, it's not the market, it's not that, it's the people, right? When I came from India, I did speak a word of Nepali initially, yet people were nice and kind with me.
Yeah.
I have had incidences. I've had instances where I've been thrown out of class because Nepali hoina yo manche kina हामीलाई पढाइराको. That kind of thing has happened with me once. It was a very unfortunate incident. It really shook me. It wanted me to curl up in bed and just cry all the time. But I got up again because I didn't know what else to do with my life. But having said that, now Nepal is extremely kind to me because they're like, oh, tapai hamro chori ho. You know, you have done so well for Nepal. Tapai Nepal explore गरिराख्नु भएको छ. नेपालको बारेमा भिडियो बनाइदिनु भएको छ. So people are just so kind to me now. Now it's not about बाहिरबाट आएको मान्छे. Now it's हाम्रो मान्छे.
Exactly.
So that feeling of hamro and the feeling of being accepted as a daughter here,
Yeah.
that has been a huge shift in the way I get treated by people.
And that's something very lovely, and I love that about Nepal as well. I
Yeah.
see a lot of my friends. I take them out when they are coming from abroad, and like they might be foreigners, someone might be an Indian and
Yeah.
everything, but त्यो हेर्ने दृष्टिकोण चाहिँ राम्रै नै छ क्या. जे भए पनि हाम्रै लागि आउँ त. Like it's we have to be the best host.
Absolutely. And why not? We are an economy that should base more of ourselves on tourism. I mean,
Exactly.
we have this scope.
True.
We need to be able to welcome people in. That hospitality has to be there.
Exactly.
So absolutely. No, Nepal has been very kind to me. Earlier I was being treated a bit like a tourist. Now I'm treated as a daughter. Like,
Sorry.
Timro Jimmewari types, Timro Des, you know. Like when in fact recently the Prime Minister's office approached me to be a part of a 151 member committee to help organize the National Day concert. at
Yeah.
Darbar,
Samvidhan
right?
Divas.
Yeah. And I'm in that room and I look around me. I'm the only one that does not have a Nepali Nagrikta. I'm the only one and I'm still there. And I'm walking into the Prime Minister's office to that same building where the Prime Minister sits without any issue because they think of me as their own.
Exactly.
They're not treating me like an outsider.
True.
And for me, that was a lot about being accepted and a lot about getting a stamp of approval. Okay, you're one of us. You know, it's a document that's
Exactly.
different, but you're one of us. And I love that.
Perfect. छोरीको कुरा मैले अलिकति निकाले ल. Being a female, what experience would you share it to the viewers? You've done so much work. You are a mother right now.
Yeah.
The relationship bond and everything it's going around with you. You chose Nepal. Nepal chose you.
Nepal chose me.
Nepal chose you. Right. Everything is going on.
Yeah.
You have more years to go.
Yeah.
You go on vacations. You go on parties as well. You're a very outgoing, extrovert person. But you're a very loving and emotional person as well. That I know. I have been hurt by my Bauzu as well. Faizan. And everything is there. What is the whole experience and what was the struggle? And now what is it?
A lot of struggle. I think more than people putting any there were a lot of expectations on me from the family side. But more than people putting expectations on you that you need to manage all of these things, I had been conditioned to believe that I need to be a good daughter, a good sister, a good wife, a good mother, a good this, a good that, a good this, a good. And I never allowed myself to make mistakes. I never allowed myself to be anything less than perfect. It was not okay with me.
Okay.
So for me, this whole being a girl really weighed down very heavily on me. And now finally I'm trying to let go of all of that, because it's been extremely difficult. I've had to balance a lot of things. There have been years when I haven't slept for more than 2-3 hours a night, because I was just working when everyone else was asleep. So I know exactly on what basis I have made my career. I know on what basis I'm living life on my terms. I know what it has taken me. There's a lot of things that went into this, a lot of struggle. I never had anybody to stand up for me. I've never had anybody call up and say, "Acha, you're training Mansi Lai Karao." I've never had that. I've never had a father figure. I've never had anybody who's really like pitched in for me, who's recommended me anywhere. Never ever. And to be able to do this, yes, I feel happy, I feel proud, but I also feel that I lost a bit of the joy somewhere along the way because of the pressure I was putting on myself, because I had been conditioned to believe that if you're not a perfect daughter, perfect sister, perfect wife, perfect mother, perfect this, you're not good enough. So I was putting pressure on myself more than anybody else.
That I have to do it, otherwise people might say this and that,
Absolutely.
this and that.
I was always scared of judgment, always scared of all of that, yes.
So why I asked you question this is because a lot of youth, I see a lot of youths, because my friends are also abroad and everything.
Right.
So you being a figure, so you are a public figure for us now, very inspirational figure as well. And I know boasting doesn't sound so well, but you have created an impact in my life as well, and a lot of others, right? For the youths generally, corporate world ma, yeah, that's very enclosed, that's very private, but yeah, I've heard about you in the corporate world as well. And not only me, it's all over in the media as well, on your posts as well. You have very good followers as well. The cult is among you and everything is there. But why I wanted to ask you this is because nobody in life is successful without seeing the failures.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Because to be successful, failure is a path. And now when people are trying to do something, they're failing and they're giving up. So one message from you, that when you fail, that means you are coming near to success. But if you give up, you're gonna do it again in the loop. That's what I believe.
So here's the thing, there's two ways of looking at it, right? A lot of people fail, and the reason they give up is because they haven't. Okay, let's go back. Let's backtrack, okay? Sir Winston Churchill once said, "You should never let a good crisis go to waste."
Yeah.
Let me repeat that. Never let a good crisis go to waste. So for example, when COVID happened, there were some people who were like, "Oh, end of the world, oh, whatever," right? And some people are like, "This is a great crisis." But every great crisis is actually a catalyst, and it's going to make me what I either need to be or what I can potentially be.
True.
I kept on struggling in so many ways in my life. I kept on failing repeatedly in so many things in my life. And every time my question was, what am I learning from here? It's a great crisis. Like I lost this. Great crisis. How am I going to now make the most of it and justify it? So either A, what is it making me be? Who do I need to be? Or who can I be? What is the potential that I have to reach after this?
Okay.
If you can evaluate and learn that way, no failure is ever going to be definite, and no failure is going to keep you bogged down
Exactly.
at the bottom, because you're like, okay, great crisis. I'm not letting this go for waste. What am I getting out of it? That is something
That's very important. That's very important.
Yeah.
Being a woman, I see, so like my friend circle is not very anxious or everything. But I see when I go for sessions as well, good reputed colleges and schools as well, they're hesitant to speak. And no matter how many times I say, like, speak out. Because just because somebody is going to judge you, it doesn't mean that you have to keep your words into yourself. You just speak out to yourself, right? But they're, look at this shy and everything. You being a very bold, you being very sweet as well. And you know your facts, right?
कहाँ क्या बोलना है, how do I say it. But a lot of female, women stand that fear out. Like, I should not be the one who should go and speak to the first and everything. I should never approach, otherwise they're gonna think this or that on me. So that probably you also had it. You overcome it.
Yeah.
So what would you like to say on this one?
Okay, it is very easy to not speak up. It is very easy to not share what you have to. It is very easy to sit quiet.
Yeah.
Right? But it doesn't give you anything.
Exactly.
And that lack of confidence that you have within you keeps growing because you're like, oh, I never did it. But the one time you actually challenge yourself and literally just shut off, think about it, and just go speak, go do whatever you have to, you will realize and you will see that it can have a huge implication in your life. For example, during the lockdown, okay, I've always been a decent speaker, fine, doing this, doing that, corporate training, speeches, this, that. During the lockdown, after I was done with cooking, cleaning and cribbing, because that's all we did, right?
Yes.
I was also at that point a photographer. I was a professional photographer, so I've
Yeah.
done around 400 shoots and this and that, but I never knew how to make videos. So I said, fine. Now we're bored. Like,
Yeah.
कितना खाना बना रहे, कितना baking कर रहे हैं, नहीं हो रहा है.
You get monotonous. Yeah.
Absolutely. Cooking, cleaning, clipping, all of that happened. Then during the lockdown, I decided one day to make videos. In the process, I came up with a very edgy concept, 7 reasons to never ever visit Nepal. And I literally forced myself to make this video, right?
Yeah.
And that changed my life. So now every time the shy girl inside me that never spoke up as a teenager because I was so low on confidence, every time that shy girl inside of me questions herself whether she should speak or not, I'm like, 7 reasons happened, speak up, it might happen again.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once you have that confidence in your head, once you've already sort of had one instance that did well,
Yeah.
that confidence grows, and then you
True.
push yourself and you give yourself that example all the time. So for anybody who's struggling with speaking up, this is what I want to say. Yes, it's not easy. Yes, it really helps if you understand the technicalities of how to say things.
Yeah.
Yes, it really helps if you know how to communicate well. But unless you try it once, you'll never know. And if you don't know, you won't ever be able to do it again and again. And if you've done it once and if you've done it well, that confidence. I tell myself, okay, 7 reasons, went well, try it again. Doesn't matter. Take a risk, take a chance.
Yeah.
That is something that we have to do.
Exactly.
You know, another thing. We take risks with money, no? You invest money in the stock market.
Yep.
You're taking risks with money. We take risks with our bodies. You go for bungee jumping,
Yeah.
right? Why are we so scared of taking these social risks by speaking up?
Exactly.
Financial risks you're willing to take.
Yeah.
Physical risks you're willing to take. Why not take a social risk? Because that can really propel you into the next
Definitely.
league, into the next level and layer of your career.
100% right. So, let's get into the fun part, Mansi.
Alright.
I have information that you have learned a lot of music instruments in a very professional way, right?
No.
Tabla,
no,
harmonium,
no,
and everything. And also, most interesting part is you have even took classes for Bengali music.
Not Bengali music. Oh no.
Let's put her on the spotlight.
No.
And you can't say no, and you can't say no for anything on the show.
Firstly, how do you have this information? And then a question. I've realized one thing in life. If somebody ever starts a question with, I have this information, it's a bad question. It's
It's a bad
already a
question.
question that's going to scare you. It's
Yeah.
already a question you don't want to answer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'll tell you, when I was growing up, I
Mhm.
grew up in Calcutta. Again, a very
I'm
culturally
making her anxious.
a very culturally rich city, right?
Yeah.
So Calcutta is a city where, Saturday mornings,
Yeah.
and this is 80s, right? 80s and 90s. Saturday mornings, you step out of your house, you will hear tabla coming from some girl.
Yeah.
You'll hear some musical instrument, sitar, this, that. A lot of music, a lot of dance. You'll hear ghungroos, people are practicing Kathak and all that. A lot of painting. My mom is a professional artist.
Mhm.
So Calcutta is a city where everybody, at a young age, those days,
Mhm.
was pushed into dance or music and painting. Like, this was just something that every single person I knew was doing. Every
Mhm.
single person. So I was doing Hindustani classical music.
Mhm.
I did my junior diploma in it.
Oh my
And
god.
I know it's really embarrassing to say this. I knew how to play the harmonium. I still do.
Uh-huh.
it's very embarrassing to say this because I sing very badly. Like I don't sing well at all. But there
We'll
was a
see
time-
that.
No.
We'll see that.
Hare, don't do this.
See, this is the most fun part of my show. I love my own show. I'm saying it by myself because people who make other people anxious, I am making them. So, it's a vibe.
Okay.
So now, rather than talking, Mansi, can I please request you to sing 2 lines, just 2 lines, okay? Because I want to show this part to the viewers as well, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I make people speak all the time. I know I can't chicken out of this.
And again, I know that if you go to a session, if somebody's coming late, you make them sing the songs, right?
Yeah.
And now, so, let's just assume that you were late today. No, I was late.
Guess who was late?
But let's go for it, Manjari.
Okay, so I'll sing my favorite Bengali song.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the truth. Once I was late for a session. This was the second day.
Uh-huh.
So all the participants knew the rule that if
Yeah.
you come late, you sing.
Yeah.
So I came like 3 minutes late. Like
Okay.
I entered 3 minutes late, and people are like, "Geet gauna parcha," and they were super excited, right? Because they
Yeah.
get a chance to finally do this to
True.
me, and I've been doing this to them all of yesterday.
Yeah.
So it was really funny, and yeah, I did sing, and I sang this
Mhm.
one song. It's my favorite Bengali song in the world.
Okay.
You won't understand the lyrics. Why should I sing it? Let
I
me-
might understand. I try.
Yeah, understand. Kuch
I
bhi.
will. Kunjam kunjam. Yeah, I'll understand.
Kunja, that's not even Bengali.
That's South Indian. I know.
Okay. ठीक है. Okay.
Okay, for the first time, guys,
Oh, yeah,
I take the
yeah.
credit.
Okay. আমার একলা আকাশ থমকে গেছে রাতের স্রোতে ভেসে শুধু তোমায় ভালোবেসে আমার দিনগুলো সব রং চিনেছে তোমার কাছে এসে শুধু তোমায় ভালোবেসে তুমি চোখ মেললে ফুল ফুটেছে আমার ছাদে এসে ভোরের শিশির ঠোঁট ছুঁয়ে যায় তোমায় ভালোবেসে আমার একলা আকাশ থমকে গেছে রাতের স্রোতে ভেসে শুধু তোমায় ভালোবেসে আমার ক্লান্ত মন ঘর খুঁজেছে যখন আমি চাইতাম পেতে চাইতাম শুধু তোমার টেলিফোন ঘর ভরা দুপুর আমার একলা থাকার সুর আমি চাই রোদ ঘর ভরা দুপুর আমার একলা থাকার সুর আমি চাইতাম পেতে চাইতাম শুধু something. Oh, I forgot the rest of it.
Oh my God, it was lovely.
No.
Thank you so much for doing this.
This song is beautiful. Actually, the lyrics are really meaningful, and yeah, I love this song.
Oh my God, you sing well, yeah.
No.
Never ever say it again that I don't sing well.
I don't, because no, I don't.
It was really good. It was really good. I'm not trying to, brag you or something, but it was really good.
My sister's a very good singer, actually. So here's the thing: my dad is a very good singer.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is a professional artist.
Mm-hmm.
My sister is a very good singer. My brother is a very good speaker. And my father is also actually a very good speaker. So everybody has some sort of creativity in it, Just Alexa. And my mom wrote a book, which is an Amazon bestseller in the last 3 months.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the name of the book?
The book is called Ram Naam Satya Hai.
Uh-huh.
It's available on Amazon India. And I believe Amazon International, but I haven't found the link for that one yet.
Okay. This jeans में सबके सब टैलेंट है.
हाँ, मतलब पापा तो है, मम्मी भी है.
मम्मी भी है. सबने मार्केट खा लिया है.
ऐसे नहीं है.
सबने मार्केट खा लिया है.
ऐसे नहीं है, but
You're the corporate queen, I said. Corporate and communication queen.
That's
Come on.
it's not
That's
that.
true. That's actually true. You have to accept this.
Okay, thank you. I will take it.
Yeah,
I will
definitely,
happily accept
definitely,
anything good.
yeah.
I will happily accept anything good.
So now let's talk about your fun-loving things, outgoing things as well. So I have a segment for you. Okay. So this is going to be a question followed by a dope dare, which is presented by Hyundai Tucson.
Okay.
And the question is, who is your 3 a.m. friend
Okay.
where you could call any time of the day or night and that person is going to be available to you?
Oh, Rachel. So Rachel Manley.
Okay.
She is the one who started Imago Day in Nepal.
Oh, okay.
And 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 1 a.m. I have called her at all sorts of times. She has literally seen me crying on the floor in my house.
Really?
She has come to my house at 8 in the evening. I've just called her and I've said, I need you here. No explanation needed, nothing. She has literally come into my house picked me up from the floor,
Mhm.
hugged me, made me wear a jacket, and taken me to her house and kept me in her house for days.
Oh my
So
God.
Rachel Manley is that person. Yes.
Thank you so much,
Sure.
Rajali. But I have a very interesting thing to do. Don't kill me for this. So it's a dope
Huh.
dare.
What does that mean?
So it's just name of
Okay,
the
okay,
dare, right?
okay.
So you getting a dare right
Okay.
now, right? So sorry for putting you too much in the spotlight,
Okay.
but you have to give her a call
Huh.
right now in between the show.
Huh.
We're gonna do it live,
Huh.
and you're gonna scare her a little bit. You know,
What do I have to tell her?
you can say anything. It just have to be there. Like you have to make her anxious. Like I'm in a big problem, something like that. And we just want to check that she's gonna take your call or not.
She may not take my call, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Yesterday, Rachel called me thrice. I called her thrice. And our timings were just not syncing. Like
Okay.
thrice, we were playing phone tag.
Okay.
Today in the morning, I've already called her once because I was supposed to meet her, and I know already she's busy for lunch. But let's give her a call.
Okay, let's give it a call.
Aile?
Yeah, just prank her.
Acha.
you
She's
wanna
going to
prank her?
get so angry with me
Yeah,
because
but
she will take everything seriously.
that's okay.
Oh,
Just make her a little anxious because I just want to check like if she's your 3 a.m. friend,
she is.
so she's gonna be a ride or die.
But you know, the thing is, the good
Mhm.
thing, and my, I think I'm just lucky that way. I have a lot of people I could call at 3. Like from Rachel to Nishi to Pulkit to Sanjana, who's
Speak
not.
her please.
Baba, this is like
क्या क्या कराता है भाई वो?
क्या क्या कराता है क्या कराता है से ज्यादा अभी पता नहीं अभी Rachel, let's see. Shit, this is terrible. She's going to be so angry with me. Hello,
Hi,
what's up?
not much. How are you doing?
Rach, I'm not okay. Yeah,
Okay, why?
I'm not feeling too well.
Okay,
I don't know what to do.
okay. What not too well are you feeling?
I have a headache.
Okay,
Rach, I think I need to see you, man.
okay. Do you want to come over?
I could come over, but it's gonna take me some time. Are you home around like in half an hour?
Yeah, I'm home until 12:30.
Okay, I'll come as soon as I can, bro. I'm like really not okay.
Okay, see you soon.
Yeah. Rach, sorry, I'm pranking you. Listen, I've been made to do this on TV. I'm sorry. I'm fine.
No problem.
She's so cool. hello, Rachel. Thank you so much for taking this call. But you're super cool. Like okay, I'm gonna be there. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Rach, sorry, Rach. Sorry.
No problem. See you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
She's super cool.
Of course she's cool. That's why she's like a 3 a.m. friend, no?
Yeah.
You want somebody at 3 a.m. who's literally going to... And she's done this. I have gone to her, like, after having cried my eyes out. And I've gone to her and she's like, okay, what do you need to eat? Okay. Do you want this? Do you want a blanket? Can I get you some chocolate? Okay. Relaxed, cool. Why? Because at that point, when
Yeah.
somebody else is feeling low and terrible and horrible and emotionally susceptible to things, she should not be emotional and crazy. no?
Yeah.
She has to be that calm place for me. And she's always that.
Mhm.
I told her I'm not well, I'm coming. This is like, okay, fine. No emotion. Why? Because she understands that she needs to be the calm person in my life right now.
Hmm.
So this is why, see?
See, you have an amazing 3 a.m. friend. So in our gang, like if somebody is like, "Isto bhayo, ke bhayo, ma aile aउँदैछु."
Nah.
So you should not be there. I learned something very new.
Also, we're much older than you.
Oh yeah.
Understand this.
Yeah.
This is probably 15 years ago, our reactions would have been different. But she's seen so many of these things and she's done so many of these things and she's been there with me such a long
Oh,
time.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I've been there. Like, I just know what her reaction would be. She would not react. Never. She'll be like, okay, come. Yes, we'll talk. And I promise you, if I were to go to her house right now, she would be there, left everything on the side. Tell me what's up. What do you want to eat? What can I do for you? What's the
Just
next
taking
step?
care.
Absolutely.
You have an
Absolutely.
amazing friend.
She's
It
amazing.
will lovely to see you
Yeah.
guys together.
Yes.
I'll drop by sometimes.
Yes.
And by the way, you just indirectly call me young, right?
of course.
So you calling yourself old, but I'll take it as like I'm very young.
Of course you're right.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm just 28.
22 hote saath you're young.
Okay.
In my head, if you start with 2, you're young. I am 39
Oh.
and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, you're like a little child for me, na?
Oh, yes, child. Bye.
Yeah, no, so like, okay, so...
So your son is 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
I'm 28. So
Yeah, but no, like I don't know. I think
yeah,
No.
but my mom is also 43.
Oh shit! Oh no! Can you understand how old I feel right now?
Yeah, because you call me a child. So yeah.
Your mom's 43. Like
Yeah.
in 3.5 years, I will be as old as your mom is right now.
Yeah.
Right?
But I am a 20 and I have an elder brother as well who's 30 years old.
How young was your mom when she had you guys?
I think 14, 15.
Oh, that's crazy. That's very young.
That's very young.
That's very young.
That's very young,
That's
yeah.
super young. That's like
Yeah.
completely young. But no, the thing is that I feel like people in my office,
Uh-huh.
I don't call them like by name or by name. I call them Nanu.
Nanu.
Because
Yeah.
they're like children.
Yeah,
no? Like
yeah,
for
yeah.
me, anybody. Like, so there's one girl
Uh-huh.
who's working with me and she's really, really good. Her name is Shri. She's 22 or something. So I call her Nanu.
Mm.
Like, because she's like a churi, she's like
Yeah,
a little
like,
bacha.
fine.
only. So, for me, to, yeah,
But you don't look like a mom.
Oh, I know.
You never look like a mom.
I know. My
You're like the
son
poo.
like, yeah, no. When people say that, I feel good. But my son is 10.
Yeah.
And if I had him early enough, I could have had a 15-year-old kid.
Yeah, definitely.
15. So, yeah. My son was born very late.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
10.
So how is he now?
He's
Is everything
very
good?
good.
How was the vacation? Recent vacation to Dubai?
यति चाकरी लाइफमा गरेको छैन मैले जति काम मलाई त्यहाँ गराएको किन भन्नु त
किन?
नेपालीमा बोलिरहेको छु
Okay, yeah.
मामु
Uh-huh.
छोरा
Uh-huh.
बीचमा स्यान्डविचको म
अँ।
हैन मामु दिनभरि इन्डियन खाना मात्र खोज्ने विदेश गएर दाल भात मामु खोजिरा छोरा विदेश गएर भात खोजिरा दिनभरि मेरो काम के त दाल भात खोज्ने उहाँहरूलाई हैन सामान बोक्ने you know, they were both like so with my mom she's 63 right no she's 62 my son is 10 so I'm the middle
You're
aged
the sandwich.
person.
You're actually the sandwich.
The
Yeah.
sandwich, right? So my son has things he wants to do. My
Uh-huh.
mom has things she wants to do, and I'm obviously trying to make everybody comfortable. So
Uh-huh.
whether it's figuring out cabs or
Uh-huh.
trains or whatever, I'm doing all that. No, we want Indian food. No, we want roti. We want tandoori. I'm looking for that.
Uh-huh.
So for me, we had a lot of fun. But it wasn't relaxing. You know, when
Oh,
you
yeah.
go on a vacation, you're like, "Acha, I'll sit and relax." No.
No, it's more stressful.
It's very stressful.
Yeah.
To look for
You have to
like-
manage everything, right?
absolutely.
When you're the manager, you have to take
Exactly.
care of everything, and nothing
Exactly.
could go wrong because you have to have 3-4 meals a day.
Exactly.
And then you have different personalities as well.
Yes,
And then
yes.
rather than thinking about you have to think about
Yes.
now the mom is also a little old, so you have to
Exactly.
take care.
My mom is very young at heart, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's chill. She went to ski Dubai. She's willing to go on water slides and do all that.
Really?
Yeah. She's very like that. And she's very smart, very, very smart. But she also is like, nahi, Indian khana hai. You know, she's very like, So I was sort of handling both, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
But also like, I'm just the one in the middle.
Mhm.
So yeah, but I had it was great. It was
Yeah.
great, yeah.
I saw some of your pictures and everything.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, we had
You
fun.
should post more often, you know.
I don't post that much. No, I was posting one picture a day.
Uh-huh.
That was my thing. I'll post one picture every day about where I went, but nothing else.
Mm.
We've got like a whole phone full of like videos and this and that. But those are just for like my son and me and my mom. It's like just us. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, public but a private person. When you are on a trip,
Yeah,
something like that.
totally.
Yeah. You should just enjoy the vibe
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you are.
yeah. When we're on a trip, I did have my phone with me all the time because you need to call for
Yeah,
cabs
yeah,
and do
true,
things
true.
like that. But I wasn't really like checking anything or anything. No.
So it's a time of life. It's just
Yeah.
phone is there, but it should be a little away.
It should be on a vacation, of course. I was not checking my mail, no nothing.
So these days, my generation people, when they go out on vacations, phone to aur chahiye. Like everything has to be recorded and everything.
Exactly. So everything has to be posted somehow.
Yeah.
Everything has to be for public consumption.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in that because probably till date,
Mm-hmm.
not too many people know what my son looks like.
Yeah.
There are 3 pictures.
I
of
don't
him.
know it.
There are 3 pictures and there are only stories. I never do posts with him.
Mm.
So I am slightly careful about this because he is the kind of kid that will get very like makka if people like know him or whatever.
Yeah.
So I want to keep him out of
It's
anything.
gonna
at
be a
all.
celebrity kid.
Oh my
you
god,
know?
no,
Yeah,
no, he
yeah.
better not. He better not.
You would, I would love it, यार. अगर मेरी माँ इतनी famous हो, मैं घूम के रहा हूँ.
Oh, पता है क्या हुआ? अभी we were in Dubai, right? So
Uh-huh.
there was this. So we were at this place called Global Village.
Yeah, Global Village.
You know
yeah.
about
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
It's
I've been
beautiful,
there, yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we went and we walk in and there's a girl. Oh, Mansidi, and I'm like, Global Village,
इधर नहीं,
Dubai,
इधर नहीं.
like what? And then my son, so she's like, can I take a picture? And my son was obviously with me.
Yeah.
And he's hiding his face. He's like, don't take a picture of me. I don't want anyone to stalk me on social media. But
Oh my
nobody's
God.
stalking you. It's not so easy. So, he did that. But yeah, he's conscious. He also understands the problems that come with too much exposure at a young age. So he's not really on social media.
Well, lovely. I'd love to see him as well.
Of course, soon.
Let's
soon.
take him out somewhere.
Sure.
So, we are coming to the end of the show, Di. I
Also
have two
close
more
to my
segments.
house.
Yeah, close to your house. I have to
Yes.
drop you. So, do you want to go grab coffee and then go, or are you running late?
I would prefer not to.
Okay.
If we have 15 minutes more is okay.
Okay. Cool. I don't think we can make it for the coffee.
Ah.
So, I'll see you some other time.
For sure.
But let's moving on
Yes.
with the show.
Yes.
I have a segment.
Ah.
It's going to be a very easy segment for you. So, this show's concept, you know about it, and I hope you like it
I do.
and everything.
Ah.
So, we would love to communicate more with people like you who have been into a level but who have
Right.
struggled really bad,
Right.
So, if they could come and just share out their views and points,
Right.
a lot of youths might be,
Right.
they would relate it, and then they would give it a try here.
Right.
And then if it would not be possible here, then they would go out, right?
Right.
So whole concept is that. So now you have a segment again presented by Hyundai Tucson. It's you have to nominate 3 other influencer or celebrity or entrepreneur for this show.
Okay. So if I have to nominate 3 people,
Mm-hmm.
the 3 names that automatically come to mind
Mm-hmm.
of people that I find extremely inspiring
Mm-hmm.
and will add value to your show,
Mm-hmm.
but who are not very well known yet.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're looking at like hidden names or people
Yeah.
who are really doing amazing stuff,
Yeah.
people that I'm super like I look up to, and people who are extremely proficient in the way they either speak or do something or whatever,
Mhm.
but who don't have the kind of limelight yet. I'll name 3 people like that.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Number 1, my friend Rachel.
Yeah.
Not only is she the original cheesecake queen of this country,
Mm.
she's also a fabulous fitness coach. She comes up with so many recipes. She's got a great story. She started Imago Day with absolutely nothing as an outsider
Exactly.
in this country, and she's seen a lot of amazing phases of life
Mhm.
which have grown her as a person.
Mm.
So she's going to be great. I didn't
Yeah.
think I would nominate her, but since you made me make that prank call, she's on top of my mind. So Rachel,
The way
number
you
1.
balance it out, I love it.
Yeah, no, she's amazing.
Yeah.
I would not have thought of her first, maybe, but because I just called her, I think she's a great value add.
Yeah, Imago Day is love for a lot of my friends.
Yes.
I go there more often for the famous cheesecake.
The original one is closed. The one that she started is closed. Now
Uh-huh.
it's another management.
Okay.
But she is the one that really started it. She's the one that really put in the work, got the recipes sorted. All the recipes are hers and everything.
Oh
So
my.
I just completely love her for that entrepreneurial spirit that she
Yeah.
had so many years ago to do something great. So Rachel would be number 1. Number 2, Ramila Nemkul. She's the owner of Casa. She designs clothes.
Ah, okay.
The thing that people know is Casa. They know the brand.
Yeah, they know the
right?
brand.
They know the clothes. They don't know the person behind it and the kind of work she puts in.
Mm-hmm.
You call this girl at 8:39, she's going to be working. She's going to be in the office. She's going to be doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Super hardworking, super diligent. Went to Finland, studied a lot, came back, started from scratch, blew up, became a big name
Yeah.
immediately, the brand. But people don't know Ramila, and I think she is a very inspiring person because in her personal life, she's seen a few setbacks that have really made her a very composed person.
So you've given me the second name as well?
Yes.
Yes.
And the third name that I have to give you is Chef Narayan.
Shiv Narayan.
Okay.
Okay.
So yesterday I was invited to a pop-up dinner
Mm-hmm.
by Chef Santosh Shah. Santosh Shah,
Santosh Shah, yeah.
right? So he at Mithila, in
Mhm.
Mithila Cuisine, in Garidhara, he had invited us for a dinner
Okay.
where he had cooked some of his most well-acclaimed award-winning recipes.
Mhm.
So he cooked a few things for us, and the pastry chef was Chef Narayan. Now the story of Chef Narayan is he's the winner of the great UK Bake Off or something,
Yeah.
right? So he is the one that did very well in pastry from Nepal.
Okay.
Too many people don't know of his story because his show was not telecast in Nepal,
Okay.
right? Yesterday we were introduced to him. Fabulous, simple, easy person, so humble and such good pastries. The chocolate pastry was to die for. Okay,
Really?
so good, so good.
Do you also have a sweet tooth?
Don't even talk about it. Don't I've eaten 4 pastries yesterday.
Next time I'm taking you out for pastries.
Done. Not
Done.
coffee. I don't have coffee, so pastries.
Okay, okay. So the way you were excited, no coffee, okay, pastries, okay.
because I don't have coffee, so pastries, yes. So, but Chef Narayan, very inspiring. I was so happy to see him, to see his work ethic, and to see the way he was diligently at it and he was doing all of this. Super person. So I think Chef Narayan. So 3 people, not so well known in the media yet,
Yeah.
but people that deserve all the acclaim that they can get.
Okay.
So Ramila,
Okay.
Rachel, Chef Narayan, 3 people.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much for the suggestions.
Yes.
And now, before we end this show,
Okay.
I'd like to thank you so much for making time. I know
You're
you've been
welcome.
running late for the show, but I'm really grateful because I've been seeing you as I'm the biggest fan of yours as well. The way you
okay.
speak and everything. I also wanted to get into this journey of where I could communicate well.
Right.
And now I'm doing something the other thing. But
Right.
you have been a benchmark for us. You've been that figure for us who could guide us through, right? And you made time for us. And now, even though I put you late for like 10-15 minutes and I made you wait for 30 minutes, I'm really, really sorry.
Don't worry about
But
it.
yes, valuing time and everything. Thank you so much for coming to this show.